Good evening, everyone. Selamat malam. Thank you for joining us today for the NUS Postgraduate Info Sessions. We are very pleased to have all of you here, especially those who are considering taking the next step towards pursuing the Master and PhD program. Today's session will give you a closer look at the program, admission process, and opportunities available at the one of the Asia's top university, the National University of Singapore. Without further ado, it is my pleasure to invite our speaker today. Over to you, Summer.
Thank you, Donnie. Thank you, very thank you about AECC for this online webinar. And I believe that this online webinar it's actually focusing on our 2027 intakes. Yes. So it's real pleasure to welcome you all here today. Selamat siang. Thank you for coming after your work, after your school. So I'm very excited to share with you an overview of our school, a little bit about Singapore, the country itself, the vibrant and innovative city we call home, and of course, a closer look at our, the available PhD and also Masters by Coursework programs we have. So, my name is Summer Chan. You can call me Summer. Yes, it's a season. I'm very excited to share about valuable insights with you. So whether you are here to learn something new, or gain clarity or explore opportunities, I hope these sessions give you exactly what you need. All right. So I will just briefly go through the belts. NUS. Times on the history, okay? Because I want to have more engagement with you guys during the Q&A sessions. All right, so today we are more than NUS, the National University of Singapore is actually more than 100 years old. And actually last year is our 120 years anniversary as Singapore's flagship university. So the vision of our school is actually based on its history. We think that the people of the NUS form the bedrock of the university. So based on the history, right, we actually founded by the community for the community. We started out our school as a models medical school with just 23 medical students in 1905. And actually it's founded by a group of businessmen led by Mr. Tan Jiak Kim to serve the needs of the local community. Right. So about NUS, here's all the fun facts. We currently have more than, if include the academic staff, will be around more than 60,000, okay, populations in our 16 schools and colleges, right? Talking about 3 campuses across Singapore, we have 3. The main campus is actually the top one. Yeah, the top one, we call Cambridge campus. So there's a nickname for this, we call U-Town. There's a U-Town within this campus. All right, so usually most of the students, the masters by coursework students, they will spend a lot of time in these Cambridge campus. All right, so this is a timeline showcasing all the public schools in Singapore founding years. And we are the first and the oldest, right? So the second oldest one, it's still young. They are around maybe around 50 plus years old, which is NTU, Nanyang Technology University. All right. Talking about our 16 schools and faculties, it's pretty wide range of it, ranging from arts and social sciences. Of course, we have the business school. We even have the music schools in our campus, right? So it's pretty wide range. Right. So let's shift our focus to Singapore, the country, okay? The vibrant and innovative city we call home. Okay, Singapore is a global hub for innovation, business, and connectivity. So why is Singapore such a great place to study, work, and also grow? All right, so this country, we are often called a little red dot because of its small size, right? But Singapore may be just a small red dot on the world map, but it punches far above its weight in almost every aspect. So despite its size, it has already grown into a global powerhouse in tech, educations, industry connections, and economy. All right. So, and then talking about another thing, which I think it's the most important one. We are one of the safest garden cities in the world. We are multicultural too. So multicultural environment is actually ideal for international postgraduate studies because a harmonious blend of cultures where our English is still the primary language for all the business and the studies. All right, let's move on. Yeah, so here's all the fun fact talking about the total population right now. It's 6 million. Non-resident is 1.8 in the total land area of 734 square kilometers. So that's why you can see we often call little red dot. All right. So at your right hand sides, these are the three booming industries right now. Okay, we have manufacturing, financial services, and also the biomedical technology. All right. So yeah, so just now I mentioned about the multicultures. We are multi-ethnic, multicultures, multi melting pots of all rounded. So that's why you can see we have a lot of foreigners. They are actually eager to live, live, work, and grow in Singapore. All right, so that's all about a little bit about Singapore. So why choose NUS for your masters? All right, so maybe I will differentiate about what's the differences between a master's by coursework and the master's by research or the PhD. All right, so master's by coursework programs, it's actually taught programs with structures modules such as lectures, assignments, and exams. It's very similar to your S1, your bachelor's degree. All right. So, and most of the program often includes a capstone project or practical training or industry internships. So I can say our Masters by Coursework programs is actually half practical training learning experience and half 50% of theory learning experience. So it's a very, very good blend. All right. Talking about the Masters by Research and the PhD, it's actually thesis driven. Okay, so for the people who are wanting a practice-focused program to build job-ready skills quickly, Masters by Coursework is the ideal for you. So if you are interested to create a new knowledge in the specific industries, you may explore Masters by Research or the PhD program. All right, so here's the very simple explanations about the differences between these two. Okay, so we have a lot of industry relevance and multidisciplinary programs in our school. Why? Why is the reasons? Is because our schools encourage cross-disciplinary problem solving relevant to the Southeast Asia's career. Okay, our programs, Masters by Coursework programs, and also the Masters, designed for complex global challenges. So meaning that within these multidisciplinary programs, our students are able to learn across a few faculties and fields. All right, so talking about Masters by Coursework, we have more than hundreds Masters program across all our 16 schools and faculties. So meaning that these our students are able to access global faculties, visiting experts, and also the international opportunities. Because as I mentioned, our Masters by Coursework programs is actually very industrial linked programs. Yeah. All right. So, moving to the next one, this is the very general information about how our masters by coursework program structures look like. It's, yeah, as I mentioned, it's very, very similar to your undergraduates at S1. We have the core module, which is a fixed subject, and the flexible modules, which we call elective modules. And capstone projects is actually, it really depends on the specific programs, whether they will require you or give you the flexibility for you to choose either you want to finish a final year project or the internships in Singapore. Okay, so the next one, research excellence and innovations. All right, as you all know that NUS today is a leading research intensive university located in the heart of Asia. So we pioneer innovative academic programs and also influential research. And we also visionary enterprises to improve lives and contribute to the society. All right, so these are the latest core interdisciplinary research classes right now. So for example, the first one, health innovations. Yeah, health industry is one of our the important moving forward industries right now in Singapore. So that's why you see a lot of healthcare related programs, new programs is launching right now in NUS. The second one we can see is sustainability and urban solutions. Everything about green energy, energy savings, sustainability, environmental related is one of the hottest topic right now too. Okay, and then we have smart nations and also the material research. All right, so yeah, here's are all the fun facts. We have, based on the data, last year we have more than 12,000 papers published last year. All right, and then more than 40% in the top 10% cited journals. So if you are interested to in these PhD programs, you can actually scan the QR code here. Is at the right top of the right. Scan the QR code and then you will head over. It will route you to the thesis advisors portal. It is actually open to public. So what's the first steps when you want to apply or prepping to apply a PhD program in NUS? The first thing is you definitely have to complete your research proposal. Once you complete your research proposal, you finalize your research topic. The next step is to find the thesis supervisors in NUS. So these QR codes is actually the public portal for you to filter out your research topic, your interest area, which faculties you are looking forward, and then it will filter out the available thesis advisors for you. You can actually go to each of them profile, and then the next step will be you have to reach out to the thesis advisors, whether they are, interested in your research topic. So these are the important steps. All right. The next one, the next slides. We will be talking about the global connections and partnerships. So right, we have very, very strong partnerships, strategic partnerships all around the world. Okay, so because we hope that we are able to connect you to a world of opportunities through our extensive international network. All right, so we have more than 300 partner university across 40 countries. All right, and we have 4,000 research collaborations in more than 170 countries around the world. So this map is actually showing you our one of our programs, which is pretty well known in our undergraduates crowd, which we call NUS Overseas Colleges. In short, we call NOC. Okay, so these serve as a programs, and our target audience is actually for our ongoing bachelor's degree students, they can actually explore any kinds of learning experience across all the countries they are interested to explore. All right. And then for the next one, it's actually I was talking about the campus life and also student experience. I believe this is one of the most popular questions when I participate at a few events in Indonesia. All right, so talking about how's the campus life? Okay, for me, I think campus life is for your masters, especially for your postgraduate program, is not just about books and libraries. All right. So I think that if the students they are able to join more extracurriculum activities during their study terms, they will feel more enjoyable and more they are able to quickly adapt into the Singapore cultures and the living environment. All right, so we actually have more than 200 student organizations in our campus. All right, and we have in terms of some special highlights, 100% of our undergrad students do service learning. All right, service learning. So this is one of the initiative we call NUS One initiative. There's a dedicated time for the students' personal growth, such as Wednesday afternoons are kept free for experiential learning and self-discovery. All right. Talking about our culture, we have many. Just now I'm talking about we have 200 student society. We have ranging from like arts, sports, and community. And then we have a few key events like NUS Festival, cultural festivals, and we also provide very strong mentorships and support because we have a lot of international students. Another fun fact for you guys. Okay, in our master's degree by coursework, actually around 60 to 70%, they are international students. Yeah. So meaning that um we can relate to, we don't actually prioritize in terms of the nationality to our master's by coursework programs and also master's by research and PhD. All right. So this is another highlight to you. All right, so even though these all the data here are undergrad oriented, but they actually reflect our school's community and supportive learning culture that our postgraduate students also benefits from. All right. Okay, career success and entrepreneurships. I know that this is also one of the important and hot questions from the students' inquiry. And also, I know that startup is really demanding in Indonesia. So of course, this is all the stats I have. I hope it is useful for you. Okay, so in terms of the employability rate, we are not just ranked first in Singapore compared to other public university. We are actually ranked number 8 globally based on the global employability ranking. All right, so which means these actually show a very strong like salary premium in the global market. All right. So for our in terms of the entrepreneurships, we do have one programs. I believe now it's very, very popular in Indonesia. Why? Because these program, Masters of Science in Venture Creations, they actually have the collaborations with the LPDP. Okay, so it is actually getting popular and popular in our Indonesia market. And these Masters of Science in Venture Creations is actually the programs about startup, innovations, and entrepreneurship. So if you are interested in entrepreneurships, startup, you want to learn how to build up your startup, how to manage a startup in the future, you can consider this program, Master of Science in Venture Creations. All right. And in terms of the support we have, we actually not just about we will teach you like brainstorming, and then we will show you to do like all the practical training experience. We will teach you how to pitch your startup ideas, of course, And in terms of the funding, yes, funds is really a thing for a startup founders. I know. So we have this GREEP program. Okay, so what is this GREEP program about? This GREEP program is actually available for all our NUS students. So many students are even can continue to develop their ventures beyond the course, beyond the Master of Science in Venture Creations. So sometimes it's actually progressing into the National Innovation Programs, which is these NUS Graduate Research Innovation Programs. We call GREEP. So where this is the program that our students they can receive up to Singapore dollar 250,000 Singapore dollar in funding support to commercialize their startup. Okay, we also provide you the students to use our to build up your IP, of course. And throughout the courses, all the students are mentored by our industry experts and also have the opportunities to pitch your startup ideas to potential investors. All right, so let's move on to the next one. Oh yeah, so this is one of the unicorn from the NUS Enterprise. All right, you may Google it about their successive stories. They are one of the unicorns in Southeast Asia. Okay, Coral Cell. All right. In terms of the financial supports, so unfortunately, most of our masters by coursework or most of them they are self-funded programs, so it really depends on the specific programs. They have the ASEAN scholarships. All right, so you have to scan this QR code and then search for yourself, like which program, and then whether you and then you can see whether they have the available scholarships. But for the PhD program, research program, usually we will offer nearly 90% of the successful candidates, they will get the scholarship for the PhD. All right, so this is one thing you have to take note of. All right, so this is what I'm talking about just now. Maybe I will skip these slides. Yeah. Yeah, so here's all the fun facts regarding for the employability. Based on the data, there's 9 out of 10 students across 17 courses. They're able to get the full-time jobs after they complete the final exam. All right, in terms of the mean gross monthly salary would be more than 5,000 Singapore dollar per month. So these are all the data based on our undergraduates crowds. So meaning that if you are postgraduates, if you are graduates, postgraduate students from the NUS, your monthly gross salary definitely would be higher than this. All right, I believe that this is the last part I want to highlight. So if you're curious about whether you are able to work in Singapore during your study terms while you're holding a student visa, yes, you can work as a part-timer, but not more than 16 hours per week. All right, and after you complete the studies, if you're NUS graduates, you are able to apply the 1-year long-term visit pass to reside in Singapore. So most of our international students, they will use this 1 year to finalize and settle down in Singapore for full-time jobs. And another career gateway, okay, to your global career is actually this UK high potential individual visa. All right, you can Google it about like how's the process and then the the requirements. So in Singapore, only 2 public university has these the graduates has these privilege, which is NUS and also the NTU. So the master's students from NUS, once you complete the studies, you are able to apply these HPI visa and work in UK without a job offer. And then for PhD, you can actually stay up to 2 to 3 years. So this is another career pathway for you to consider, not just staying within Singapore. All right. So yeah, I think that's all. And talking about the how to apply, you can actually reach out to AECC. They are the best person for you to reach out because each of our programs, they have actually certain specific minimum requirements in terms of your IELTS, TOEFL, and also GRE or GMAT score. Okay, so here's the general how to apply steps. All right. So yeah, you may take a screenshot here if you want, and then I will move on to the next one. Yeah, will be the last one actually. This is actually the last. Yeah, this is the last one. So if you have any questions, please reach out to AECC for more. And this QR code here, it's actually our Masters and PhD programs portal. So you just type what kind of programs you want, for example, AI, and then it will show all the AI relevant programs for you to like learn. All right, I think that's all for my part. Maybe now I will open to the floor for questions. Yes.
Yeah, thank you, Summer. So we got one from Zahra at Kia. So basically, I've been admitted to the Master of Arts in Urban Designs for the August 2026 intake. Is there still any chance to obtain a scholarship if she start applying now, considering my current government scholarship process may not be completed in time?
If talking about the 2026 intake, right?
Hmm.
I don't think it's possible because now it's already April. Yeah, so the upcoming intake is actually for you is actually the 2027. Yeah, so usually for our masters by coursework programs, we will open the
Oh,
application period
since
around.
she have been
Oh, she has been admitted.
yeah, but is there any chance for her to obtain any other scholarships for this
May
intake
I
this
know
year?
which program?
Master of Arts in Urban Design.
Urban design. I remember there's scholarships for the architect or arts from CDE. Yeah. So there's a CDE scholarships, but that one actually you do have to apply that scholarships by yourself once you submit your applications. So during your applications, that CDE fellowship scholarships, you actually have to submit. There's a form. There's a form for you to submit with your applications. So if you don't, actually, there's not much scholarship for you. Yeah, maybe you may reach out to the admission teams and then they will let you know what kind of scholarships available for you. So based on my knowledge, what I know from the CDE is actually the CDE fellowships scholarship programs. Mm.
Hopefully, it's answer your question, Zahra. The next one will be from Triana. What differentiates successful PhD candidate in accounting beyond academic scores, particularly for candidates with both industry experience and early research publication?
Publication. So but what kind of major he's looking for?
Accounting.
Accounting. So accounting would be under the business school. So if you might explore, I mean, if you're interested in accounting, you may, I mean, go on deep learning about masters about accounting. But for masters, usually I would recommend the peoples to why not focusing on more narrow major, such as now the booming is actually the data. Everything about data is actually demanding. It's very, very popular right now. Anything about data and also AI. And in our school, we do have the programs, the AI, the data programs, special design for the non-computing students. Right. So you can actually if talking about data, you can actually consider Masters of Science in Business Analytics. In short, we call MSBA. Yeah. So if AI, we do have one programs which is Masters of Science in AI and Innovations. In short, we call MSc AII. So these two programs is actually special designed for the non-computing students who are looking to upskill themselves, to want to learn new knowledge, yeah, in this high-tech era. If business school, if you still like want to, I mean, continue your studies about accounting, you may give it a try. But so based on my understandings, if you want to enter business school, it's very, very competitive, right? Business school programs, they are the most competitive to get in if compared to other faculties. All right. So for example, the MBA programs, as you can see on their official websites, right? They open 3 application cycle. But as you know, I mean, most of the programs they only have 1 application cycle. So you can imagine the numbers of application received. It's really a lot. Mm.
Okay, thanks, Summer.
Mm.
The next one will be from Alfad. How is the minimum IELTS score to apply for the postgraduate program?
It really depends, like what I mentioned, it really depends on which specific programs. Most of the programs, they will require 6.0 IELTS. Some of them even higher, which is 7.0. 7.0, if not mistaken, is for the Masters of Communications. So you may let us know maybe what kind of programs you're looking for, and then we will try to give you the actual information.
Yeah, thank you. Is
Mm.
it possible to choose different program from my bachelor program? I was learning education, but I want to learning entrepreneurship in NUS.
Wow, you are very, very welcome. So for our venture creation programs, right, entrepreneurship programs, full name is Masters of Science in Venture Creation. So this program is actually open to every major, every industries, every major. We have engineering students. So based on our past class profile, we have engineering students, students from uh, sustainability, from green, from business of course, and then some of them, they already started they have a little bit a taste of startup experience during their uni. So all these kind of experience you can actually support your passions when you write your personal statements. So these personal statements you can actually submit with your application to enhance, to let the admission teams know more about you. Yeah, if you are from education industries, yeah, you are very, very welcome. So the thing, I mean, you be curious about what kind of profile we are looking for. So the thing is, you have to show your strong interest and passions in startup, in business, or how to manage a business. Or do you have any roughly ideas about what kind of small business or startup business you want to do? You want to focus on which industries? That would be good. Maybe so maybe you can write some of your business proposals, submit with your applications. That would be great. That with your plus points. And then of course you have to write something in your personal statements based on your previous experience and why it motivates you, reflects your startup ideas right now. Yeah.
Answer some questions. Yeah.
Mm. Sure,
Yeah.
sure. No
Okay.
problem.
So the next one will be from Reski Wagiri. Is it possible to apply for a PhD program in civil engineering with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering? And are
Oh,
there
of
any
course.
fully funded scholarships? So basically, she planning to skip the master degree directly to the PhD program.
Oh, it is possible. It is possible, I would say. We do have bachelor's degree students. They gotten the offer for the PhD, but they are really, really outstanding students, and they do have research experience and also a few publications during their S1. So it really depends on your backgrounds and experience. What's your shine? What's your strength? Why you deserve a seat as a bachelor's degree holders for the PhD? Yeah. So if you are considered this pathway, You have to think about what's your strength to compete with others who already gotten bachelor's degree and also the master's degree. Yeah.
Okay, so the short
So
answer is
I think you
possible.
have to I think you have to finalize your research proposal,
Mm,
what kind of topics you have right now, and then see whether there's interest from our thesis advisors. It is
okay.
possible.
Okay. Are there any fully funded scholarships?
For PhD, yes.
Yep. Okay.
Usually PhD is fully funded. I
Okay.
mean, and then they will give you stipends for
Hmm.
your living costs during your studies. Yeah. So yeah, it's usually fully funded.
Fully
And
funded.
as I
Okay.
mentioned just now, nearly 100% I can say, like 90 to nearly 100% successful PhD candidates, they will get the scholarship. Mm.
Oh, so the key is as long as they get the supervisor candidate and then get the offer letter, they will usually get the scholarships.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Usually,
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Mm.
Good one.
Mm.
Okay. So, does Master of Arts in Urban Design program usually allow deferment for the next academic year? So
Sorry,
she's
can you
planning to
repeat again?
defer. So she's planning to
Oh,
defer her program to the next academic year for the Master of Arts in Urban Design.
I see. If you want to defer is not a really usual practice in NUS. Yeah,
Okay.
because
Oh, okay.
it's really competitive to get in. So
Okay.
usually we won't allow for defer.
Oh,
But you may give it a try. You may ask because I heard that we have one student, uh he is waiting for the LPDP results, but he already during the waiting result, he got the offer for one of our programs. And then he asking that programs whether can defer. And then at the end of the day, the programs allow the candidate to defer to the next intake.
defer.
Yes,
Mhm.
correct.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
And then luckily the candidate gotten the LPDB scholarships. Yeah.
Thank you. So, is there any specific courses for the MBA program?
Yes, there's a lot of scholarships, like ASEAN scholarships
Hmm. Or like
for
specific for the MBA, do you have any?
yes. MBA have a few categories of scholarships. You can go to the business school websites and then look for it. And then
Okay.
okay, so sorry, back to the Masters of Arts in Urban Design. I actually saw some informations on their websites. They have the future fellowships for the ASEAN's successful candidates. So you may reach out to the admission teams, whether like how's the process to these DOA graduates future fellowships. Mm. Oh yeah, so
Okay.
one thing I want to highlight is in NUS, um, every faculties have their own admission teams. Okay, they have their own admission teams, they have their own operation team. So that's why I asked you to reach out to directly to this master's program. And then because we don't have the general team for all the inquiry. So that's why you have to write to them for the right informations. Mm.
Oh, so it's decentralized admission, right? So
Yeah,
every faculty has their own
correct.
decisions maker.
Yes, they
Okay.
have their
Okay.
own, they have their rights. They have their own
Okay.
rights,
Sure.
yes.
Yeah. Can you share more about the MBA and then what is the average year of full-time working experience? And then if you have like the MBA student profile, like the median score of GRE or GMAT?
Okay, you may Google it. All of our programs informations, they are very, very up to date. Yeah, because in NUS, in Singapore, we have to be transparent about all the informations, including the latest tuition fee. If we have any increment, we have to make it up to date. Okay, so if you maybe I can just screen share the page, the MBA page. So yeah, so you may just Google it and then head over to the MBA websites, and then you will see the admissions information. So for this MBA, if you're talking about the MBA, they will require you at least 2 years work experience, full-time work experience after your bachelor's degree, after your SR2. So this is strictly required. If you don't have 2 years experience, so sorry, you have to, build your CV first. So as you can see, minimum 2 years, what it means is most of the candidates, most of the applicants, they have more than 2 to 5 years. So that's why it's really, really competitive. And then they will require you to have a good GMAT or GRE results. Yeah, so this is required for all the applicants. And then IELTS, TOEFL, IELTS 7.0, TOEFL hundreds. That's it. This is the entry requirements. And then, so for all the entry requirements in terms of your academic, you will see we won't indicate the minimum cutoff of your GPA. It's because we are reviewing all the applications in a holistic manner. All right, so you don't see we have the minimum GPA, what's the minimum score we won't say. Yeah. We actually will, consider your overall educations and professional backgrounds for our master's and PhD programs. So that's why you don't see minimum score. All right? Mm,
Okay, all good.
yes.
Another one from Yongki. So I'm interested to apply for the PhD Communication and New Media. Could you explain about its prospect and employability?
You want to apply PhD and then you want to know what's the career progression after your PhD.
Yep.
So it really depends on your plan. Usually PhD they will work depends on which major. Some of them they will work in the lab. If you are tech, you are still in the research area. Some of them they are more on academic, they will go for teaching. But some of them, if you are a researcher, many of the AI high tech companies right now, they are recruiting researcher. Yes, so in terms of the employability, not just about, oh, you become a professors in the school. Yeah, actually nowadays, many of the companies, especially like semiconductors, high tech, data centers, they need a lot of researchers for R&D. Mm, I hope I answer your questions.
The next one will be is the NUS research scholarship available for the Master by Research in Computer Science program?
Computer science. So
Mm.
usually research program, there is available scholarship for research. So if you are interested in research program, yes, you can go to the websites. These websites for the entry requirements. Yeah, the usual websites, they will definitely ask you to, if you have any research experience, any publications, and then yeah, that's the thing. Mm.
Okay. The next one from Julio. For the PhD admissions, may I know if I still need to submit the IELTS score if my bachelor's degree was not in English, but my master degree was in English?
Mm, your master's degree was in English.
English, yeah, but bachelor is
Great.
not.
So this is a bit tricky, right? Okay, so but she want to apply for PhD, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is a bit tricky. Mm, all right, so it depends. It depends. So, you may give it a try. You may give it a try because so PhD, right? The thing is you have to find the TC supervisors. Okay, you have to see whether the TC supervisors they have their own, the requirements that that they want to recruit the students for their PhD. All right, so it really depends on the TC supervisors. But usually, if your latest education qualification is in English, should not be a problem, unless the thesis advisors he or she still require you to take the IELTS or the TOEFL test. Yeah. Mm.
Okay. So let's give it a try, right?
Mm.
Do you have any application timeline for the upcoming intakes for the 2027?
You mean for PhD?
No, for all study
For
level.
for the masters, right? Masters and all the
Yeah,
masters
for
and
masters
PhD.
and PhDs. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We don't have the okay, so each program they have their own application period. Okay.
Yeah.
Usually the earliest application cycle we start at around August or September for the Masters of Computing based on my knowledge. Okay? Yeah, this is the earliest I can remember. Usually, so most of the program they actually start October or November before the intake year. So if you're interested, so the upcoming year right now is actually the next year. And then for informations in NUS, most of the program, all of our programs, we have the August intake, but not all the programs they have the January intake. Yeah, we do have 2 semester every year. So yeah, it has to depend, but most of the program we are open for the August intake. So if you are looking for January 2027 intake, um usually should be all under the CDE program, College of Design and Engineering programs.
Engineering.
They will have 2 intakes, January and August. You can actually check their offshore websites for the right information because sometimes they will open the application cycle earlier as usual. For the January intake, usually they will open around August. Mm. If August intake, usually will open around September or October. Yeah, around this period. Mm. Yep.
Okay, thank you. So another one from Fabian. What student characteristic or profile does NUS most look for his flagship program? Are the academic grades the sole determinant?
No, because as I mentioned, we will review all the applications in a holistic manner. Maybe I give you one very good example. I have one successful candidate. I still can remember her name. Is a she. Okay, she worked in the aviation industries for around already more than 10 years. And this is during the pandemic, right? So during the pandemic, the aviation industry is dead, okay? Nothing happens on the sky, right? So during that pandemic, right, she actually tried to think about what kind of skills she's lacking of. So the first thing she learned is actually data, okay, data analytics. So because of that, her bachelor's degree is actually business. Okay, business, and her background is aviation industries, and she used during the gap year. I mean, she left the aviation industry during the gap year. She self-learned the data science by herself, and then she gotten the offer for our Master of Science in Business Analytics program. Yeah, so MSBA. So this is a very good example that we really we really taking very serious about each individual's educations and professional backgrounds. Yeah. Your GPA, I mean, it is a thing, of course.
I can see like a lot of course space in NUS doesn't put like minimum GPA, right? So
Yes,
everyone can
correct.
apply as long as they have like another thing to consider from NU for NUS. Yeah.
Yes, you are right. You are right. because so we are trying to find a balance, right? We know that okay, you are not a very outstanding student during your uni, but you might be a very good professional experts in your current industries. So that's why this is also one of the reasons why our application outcome takes so long compared to other university. So usually our application outcomes, it will only release uh within, I mean, after the application deadlines. So if let's say the application deadline is 31st of January, right? We will only release the results around March or April. Yeah, usually March and April. So it really takes very long time. Yeah, because we review each of you very carefully.
Thanks, Summer. From Muhammad Bagas, how much does it cost to study regularly at NUS, like the self-funded program?
Okay, so
Do you
okay.
have the range of the tuition fee?
Yes, the ranging from 50, starting from 50,000 Singapore dollar. This is the total tuition fee. So, okay, I forgot to mention about our Masters by Course programs. It's actually, most of them, they are only 1 year. Okay? Only 1 year, meaning you only have 2 semesters for these to get these Masters program certificates, graduate certificates. All right. Yeah, so the total tuition fee, if let's say 50,000 Singapore dollar, if like split to 2 semester, will be 2.5 and 2.5. Yeah. 50,000 and above for the total tuition fee. Mm.
There is no
Oh
more
yeah, maybe I
questions.
can
I think
share
we have answered.
about the
Yeah.
entrepreneurships program page in the chat box, since many of you asking about this entrepreneurships.
Yeah, I think a lot of Indonesian applying for the venture creation as well, right? To the
Yeah,
NUS. Yeah, that's the
yeah,
only program in, I think,
correct.
the Asia Pacific.
Mm. And then these program, Master of Science in Value Creations, they actually have the ASEAN scholarships. Yeah, ASEAN scholarship. And right now, I already heard many of because I also handling the students' inquiries. So, am I able to share in the chat box?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
You.
okay. Sure. Okay. Venture creations, but my message is to host and panelists. This is
Oh yeah.
open to public, right?
Open to public. I'll copy your link to the everyone.
Okay, okay. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yep.
I think the ASEAN scholarship is for the undergraduates. You send
Oh,
the wrong one. Yeah, the ASEAN scholarship that I mentioned is actually
for
from the
the
venture creations. Mm,
not for the PG one.
yeah, the PG, that the ASEAN scholarship from our Ministry of Education, that one is only for the undergraduates.
Undergrad. Oh,
S1,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Sure, sure.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah, so for the venture creations, you may head over to the program page and then scroll down, and then you will definitely see the funding support. Yeah, the first one, the venture creation scholarship offered to all ASEAN's members countries. Mm. Yeah, we do have a lot of Indonesians gotten these scholarships actually based on our past class profile. So like I say, never try, never know. Yeah, don't think about you are not your GPA is not good, but why not try try once and then see how far you can go. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's no more questions.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no more questions. We answer all of the questions. Yeah. So, do you have anything to share, Summer?
I would say I really hope that I can like meet you guys face to face this year. I cannot promise much because it is we are still planning yet, and I'm hoping to see you guys very very soon. Maybe June or July, yeah, or September. Yeah. Yeah, but
Perfect.
thank you AECC Indonesia for like hosting this info sessions webinar. And I hope you got what you want. I mean, I hope my insights and my sharings help clear your path, clear your like mindset a bit and think about what you want to do. Yeah, so please reach out to AECC team. They are super helpful. They are the experts. They know what to apply, the entry requirements. Yeah, and then if you guys need another sessions with me, like one-on-one sessions with me, you can let AECC know, and then we can set up a quick call. Mm.
Sure. Thanks, Summer, for the insightful presentations, and thank you everyone for joining us today. So we hope this session have given you a clearer understanding for the postgraduate opportunities at the NUS and help you in planning your next step. So if you are interested to proceed further and have additional questions, feel free to reach out to your counselors. We'll be happy to assist you with your applications. Once again, thank you for your time, and we wish you all the best for your study journey. Have a great evening, everyone, and summer.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.